Welcome back to the Total Focus Podcast. I'm your host, Paul. Our sponsor of the week is Mid-Atlantic Video and Photography Productions. No matter if you need photos or videos, they are the team to get the job done. So no matter if you need a photo for a pageant or headshot or a special event, we can help you with that. And if you have a video project, a commercial, a music video, if you need a video assistance, we can help you with videos as well. So when you're thinking about photos or videos, please reach out to Mid-Atlantic Video and Photography Productions for your next video or photo project. Our special guest this week is Christina Elena Louise. She is the current Ms. Global Virginia 2020. She is a violinist, cheerleader, and multi-time pageant title holder. I really hope that you enjoy this conversation and really see how important it is, even during COVID, to continue reaching out to the community, working hard. And Christina Louise is really someone there that's really dedicated about her community and loves the support. And she has a strong family background of people helping her. So I hope this motivates you during this time to go out there and reach your goals just like Christina is. So, and welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's awesome. It's always exciting to have more and more incredible sister queens from other states here, especially from the great state of Virginia. So, welcome to the show. And I know that we were supposed to do this several times, so I really appreciate you going out of your way to be on my show and willing to reschedule with us. So I really appreciate that very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the honor is mine, really. I know you do photography in your work, and it seems really fabulous. So,
Oh,
um,
thank you.
like we said before, the off the conversation, um, it's an honor just to be on your show, and that you considered me to be a queen that's being interviewed.
Well, I think it's really important that we highlight everyone that is in the pageant world, because pageantry is a good way to give women opportunity to be individuals. There's not many talented competitions. I consider pageantry specifically a competition that is specifically women focused. And this podcast isn't specifically focused on pageantry, but primarily focused on people that are doing good things and helping the community. So, I just happen to interview a lot of women, a lot of pageant girls, but it's really important that I personally think it's really important that we highlight women. So I think it's really important to also highlight women that are trying really their best to be the best in their community. So, I mean, if you're doing a pageant, that's 90% of the whole thing is going out there and working in the community. So I personally appreciate you doing that. So,
Thank you.
especially the title that you represent, you're representing a title that's focusing on the community and Earth. So it's really important that you're in that community and doing that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so basically my current title right now is Miss Globe Virginia. So we're all about kindness and doing outreach to our community, and just making sure that we're doing our part into helping our community.
So, how does the journey for you begin? Is there anything that really stood out as a young child? Did you do any performancing? Did you play sports that really helped you excel and help you get a good job that you have now and do really well on the pageant stage? Or is this something just happened
Well,
most recently?
yeah, so I started pageantry basically at an older age. I didn't start very young. I remember I was raised by a single father, so I remember every single year we would watch the Miss Universe and the Miss USA pageant on the TV. So growing up, that part of pageantry was always there with me in a sense. But I was always as a young girl, I was never into pageantry except for watching it on TV. I would always see it on TV, and I was like, wow, they look so amazing, how flawless they are, and the work that goes behind it, as well as the stuff that they do for their community. So I started getting into pageantry in 2015, and it was an interesting experience for me because I remember watching Miss USA and seeing the representative on that time for the state of Virginia, and that was a big influence for me, seeing how she represented our state really beautifully. And I remember my dad had mentioned, like, you know what, you can do that. You can be on that stage and you can do what you love, which is helping others as well. So why don't you do it? I'm like, no, I don't think I can. He was like, no, you definitely can. It's just going out there and actually wanting to do. And you have the spirit that you love helping. So why not go into it? And it doesn't hurt to try, you know? So I was really inexperienced when I first started, but along the way I started growing, and I met many wonderful people along the way that helped me grow as a woman as well in the pageantry scene. And it's been a wonderful journey, to be quite honest. I started in 2015, like I had mentioned, and the
S-
first pageant that I competed at was at Miss Virginia USA.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um. So, um. So the big thing for you is that moment watching the actual universe telecast. Is that? Do you find that as a defining moment for you?
Yeah,
Like, is that something that you even today? Do you watch that with your dad?
yeah, we do. It's a tradition.
Okay. So is it a little devastating that this year that the competition wasn't held because of COVID? Is that hard not I mean, we got USA, but Universe is such a different um uh, ball of wax.
Yeah.
It's the same, there's McDonald's, but then there's Wendy's, like, but it's still fast food. It's still a pageant. USA is still a pageant, but it's not the same. It's the same company, but it's not the same. So
Yeah, I completely understand. It is sad, but I also understand the current situation that we're in, and the safety of everyone in general is the priority here.
yeah, I agree with you. I mean, under the circumstances, it's definitely the right thing. But hopefully, you'll be able to continue that tradition with your dad this coming year. So,
Yeah, absolutely. There's only the only thing we can do is hope and have
oh yeah,
positive vibes, and like I say, here's to the future, and I really do hope that things do get better.
oh yeah, of
Um,
course. And I honestly think it's great that they didn't do something like a virtual pageant, because Universe in no way can be done like over Zoom or like virtually. It has to be done in person. It's too glamorous. You want to have people talking all their languages natively, and you want to have that experience. So,
Absolutely, and you wanna give those girls also the chance, for them to represent, each country, um, with the utmost high, way they can, and I know that they're looking forward to being on that stage.
now, on your profile, you also do cheerleading. Now, were you doing that just like in conjunction with pageantry? Did you get into doing that late as well, or is that the component that you were doing as a child, younger child? Is that what you did in high school and kept you, uh, I guess, in good shape and kept you socially active?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I actually did it, through high school. I did, cheer when I was in elementary school, and I was in the dance team actually while I was in high school and on the pom squad. So that's basically like a mixture between cheer and dance. And now I'm doing it here when I'm at Mason.
Is Mason a great cheerleading school? Is that somewhere that you would encourage people to attend if they want to be a cheerleader?
I mean, yeah, of course. They have a wonderful athletic program here at Mason. So I say, why not?
Um, is cheerleading a great if we have some young ladies that are, I guess, in middle school and they're going to high school, is it more of a status symbol, or is it or should that be a focus of a great way to like be able to build your self confidence and social skills, or and being able to stay in good shape, or is that like a combination of everything?
I feel it's a combination of everything, but mostly I feel like it's a way to give girls a way for them to grow and to have better social skills, to be active, to get involved with other girls as well and interact. So it's a mixture of all of the stuff, like you mentioned.
Now, when it comes to your high school career, did you just do cheerleading, or did you play an instrument, or did you play another sport?
I played an instrument. I played the violin.
Okay. So is that another skill that is really important that really helped your development?
It did. It gives you discipline. Like I said, having either a sport or an instrument definitely helps you for your social skills and in your growth as well.
Do you think that's another thing that's really helped you on your stage performance? Because I assume that with the violin you've done performances, and I assume they were on stages. So, um,
Well,
was that
past
go ahead?
well, out of high school, I haven't really performed with my violin, so it's been years now. So I might be rusty at it. But
But
um,
I was specifically referring to your on stage comfort level, because that having a spotlight on you and being able to perform in front of a crowd must be scary in some sets.
absolutely. But when you're on that stage, it's that moment that you're there. You just gotta enjoy it. You can't overthink it. And you just gotta be confident in the woman that you are and everything that you've worked for, and just give it all you got when you're on that stage.
So you progressed through high school doing both violin and cheerleading, and then you've gone over to Madison, correct? For
Uh,
I'm sorry,
to Mason.
Mason. I'm sorry, Mason. Apologies. So in Mason, you're pursuing your pageant career and you're pursuing your cheerleading. Are you also doing anything else to like sharpen your skills?
Um, Currently, no. I'm just basically this semester. I'm just focusing on my schoolwork. I mentioned to you before. I'm going live that I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's of arts in integrated studies.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so I'm really excited for that, and I hopefully, fingers crossed, should be done by this coming fall with my bachelor's. So that's my main
What's the
focus right
ideal job out of that? Or do you want to pursue teaching, or do you want to
now. Yeah,
be a designer?
a teacher,
Oh, awesome.
an elementary school teacher.
You want
So
to do
yes.
elementary? Okay, Pacific
Mhm.
Element. Okay. Well, I would think this is probably a good opportunity to pursue that, because I think there was going to be a lot more funding coming in the schools in the next couple years. So that would probably be a great opportunity for you.
Yeah,
Do you necessarily want to stay in the your home state of Virginia, or are you opening to go to other places?
I love my state of Virginia, to be quite honest. But I'm open to venturing out to new places. So, it's wherever the opportunity opens up for me. To be quite honest.
And would that also apply to your pageant career? So if you would you still pursue pageants if you move to another state then?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So going back to what you were saying about you're new into pageantry,
Mhm.
you so you said your first one was I'm so sorry because I believe I cut you off and because you were in the middle of it and I rushed to ask your question. So, your first pageant was what?
Was Miss Virginia USA
Okay, so
in
you
2000.
jumped right in the deep end. Okay,
Mhm. And a
so
lot of people were honestly saying like, "Wow, you chose a big one to start off with."
mhm.
And but it's those experiences that helped me grow, and I think made me get better at being a better representative for my home state, to be quite honest. Like I said, those around me have given me so much information and have been with me along the way and have seen completely how I've changed, like when I first came out. And to be quite honest, like I didn't even know how to walk in heels when because like had like I have like I mentioned to you before, I was raised by a single father. So um it was a complete new adventure for me, and it was awesome that I got to experience it, to be quite honest.
Well, I mean, I don't. I wouldn't assume your dad knows how to walk in heels either. I mean, if he's got a daughter, maybe he'll learn how to do it to show you. But like, that's not
Mhm.
normally in the skills of
Yep.
any guy.
Mhm.
You know. I I understand how much torture um that those things can be. It's ironic that the things that we ask women to wear all the time were both designed by men, both the bra and the high
Mhm.
heel. Um, um, so
Yeah.
from the male race, we appreciate that you do that, but it's, um, but yeah, I don't know how to like, yeah. So do you, So would you say that you were a tomboy then, and that like this
N-
pageant allowed you to be more girly or be
Not really.
feminine?
Not really, because I even asked that question to my dad recently, and I told him like, "You've seen me how I've changed. Have I really changed that much?" But he was like, "No, you're the same sweet young lady that you've always been. Um, the only difference is now that you do your makeup sometimes when you want when you want to do it, and you do pageants, so that's the big difference. Like I haven't really changed that much. I'm still shy at times, but I still love all the things that I loved to do when I was younger, you know what I mean? So it's been an interesting experience for me, and I just appreciate him being always there for me and at my corner, because like you said, as a dad, it's different. He can't really show me how to walk in heels. He can't really, but he's always been so supportive of me and even of my friends. When he goes and sees me compete, he's always the one clapping there and clapping for every single girl, not just for me, because he says, like, I'm seeing you on that stage and you're vying for that title. Every single girl deserves an applause, you know? So he honestly is the best.
Sometimes it's better to have that type of support than having someone like showing you how to do everything because it allows you to be more independent. So, you
Yeah.
know, and it all depends because you know, it, but it's awesome that he's really supportive of you because
Yeah,
there's so many
definitely.
people that don't have that even one parent that's very supportive. So it's great that you have at least one that's there that wants to be totally in your life, which is
Yeah.
incredible. So,
Definitely. And like I mentioned, it was a bit hard because I'm the only girl in the family. I'm the oldest, and the other two are my brothers. I only have brothers. So,
oh, you have two
but
brothers. Oh,
yeah, I do. I have
so
a brother.
you totally, so like, so it's totally three against one then.
Yeah, but they're always there. Like I said, I'm so happy because my brother always like, no, I'm gonna drive you to the photo shoot. No, I'm gonna be there with you. We're
Oh,
going to the competition. So they're really supportive and they back me up with everything. So I'm really happy that I have that support system.
well, I mean,
And
that's
it's
incredible.
funny.
That's
Oh,
incredible that your brothers are that way because typically siblings are usually very combative. So that's great that they're that way.
hmm It's funny sometimes, like when I have to go look at gowns, like I know one of them sometimes is like, oh, okay, and then my other brother is like, no, 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 like that's not gonna fit you. Like the color, it's not in season right now for you. Like let's go see another color.
Not
It's
in
so cheap.
season. They use that
Yeah,
word. Are they a pageant mom? Wow, totally. Yeah.
I've told him that several times, and he's like, like you want to look the best when you're up there. So I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm getting scared. Who marries your brother? Like, oh God.
No, but in all honesty, I know he's just trying to be supportive.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. No, no, I don't please.
Definitely.
I think it's totally awesome. It's just like typically like siblings or like are totally like inept or like
Yeah.
disenchanted completely. Like it's incredible that they're like so supportive. That's great.
Yeah.
You know.
And like I said, like I'm just blessed to have my family that I have, my dad and my two brothers, to be quite honest, and that I've learned from all these wonderful girls through each pageant that I've done, and my directors that I've had in the past, and the ones that I had previously. So I'm like I said, I'm really blessed that I've been fortunate enough to be with people that really care and that really have invested in me and that have passed on their knowledge and said like, "Hey, Christina, this is what you're doing wrong, and this is what you have to do to present yourself better, or for the next pageant, this is what you have to work on." So I'm really happy that I've had that opportunity to grow as a young woman. And like I said, I'm just proud that I have this title and that I'm doing the best I can to represent Virginia. So yeah.
Everything is a work in progress, and especially a year like this. So the biggest thing you can do is just support your community and do Zoom calls. And next year, when you have a title where you can do outreach and you can do public appearances, that's all you can do. So
Yeah, that's the only downside right now of everything, that I'm like, I have my title and I wish I could do more. Like before, I would go out and I would do park cleanup, I would do all these events, and I would be able to be more in contact with everyone here in the state of Virginia. And now it's really hard, but I understand that it's for the safety of everyone.
absolutely, and we gotta really encourage people to know that this is the best for everyone. Eventually, everything will go back to normal. We'll be able to go to bars and go to Disney World without mask on. So, patience. Um, so that was 2016, right? Because you've been doing this
Mhm.
for about 5 years. So, what was the
Yeah.
next step? So, how did you do your first pageant? Did you place? Did you just have a great experience?
I had a great experience. Like I said, I went there. I was really shy. But I did what I could and I did my best, and I met, like I said, I met a lot of people. The following year I decided that I wanted to try and go back. I didn't play but I decided to go back, try again, and then unfortunately, I hit the age limit where I can't compete anymore for the USA system. So I started looking into other systems that fit more of my qualities that I love to do, mainly outreach, like I said, and helping out the community and helping our planet. And that's how I found the Miss Earth system.
Now, how do you like? Are you disappointed that you aged out? Like, would you would have pursued being in that system more if you could, or are you completely happy where life had you and you're in the right position, you're in the right place at the right time?
I think I'm at the right place at the right time, to be quite honest. I really would have loved to compete one more time. But it either destiny, how you want to put it, or it was God's plan. But I feel that I shouldn't have any regrets for what has happened in the past, to be quite honest. And I'm just happy where I'm at. Competing those consecutive 2 years at Miss Virginia Earth were a good learning experience for me, to be quite honest. And I think it helped me get better prepared mentally and physically for me to compete in other systems and other pageants. Um, to be quite honest, I feel like what the all the stuff that I learned from competing at the USA system helped me to be better and be able to win the crown of Elite Miss Virginia Earth that year that I won it. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy how things turned out, and um, overall, I'm glad with how things are and the time that I did spend with the Miss Earth organization and being
Now,
able. Yeah.
So you competed twice for USA. Now, how many times did you compete for Miss Earth?
So I competed in the elite division of Miss Earth for the state of Virginia in 2018, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken, and I won.
Okay,
So
that is the year you won. Okay. So
huh?
on your first chance you won. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations on that. That's kudos. So did you feel that was a huge hump that you finally won a title? Like
yeah,
was that like is that a good enough achievement that if you never won another pageant that like you won your I assume Virginia is where you grew up your entire life. Is that
yeah,
correct? So
yeah.
is that a big enough achievement like that if you never win another pageant at least you do have a Virginia title? Is that a big enough achievement or do you think the goals are bigger now?
I mean, I'm at the point that I would love to be able to win a national title, but I'm just glad. And I feel, like I said, most importantly, I feel honored that I had the privilege to represent the state of Virginia through the Miss Earth organization at the elite division. If possible for me to compete right now, which I am currently, I'm going to be competing once they announce the dates for nationals for the Miss Globe system. If I win that title, then it would be such a blessing, such an honor for me because then I would be able to compete internationally.
So the new system that you're competing in today is the Globe. Is it the Globe Pat? Is it the Miss Globe?
Yeah, Miss Globe.
Miss Globe. Okay. So I haven't interviewed anyone from the Globe system. So are they similar rules set than USA or similar to Miss Earth or are they a combination of the both or are they completely different?
I feel like they're a combination of the both, to be quite honest. And our main focus is again women empowerment and helping our communities. And like I said, I'm just really blessed and honored that I've been selected because unfortunately now with COVID, everything had to be virtually, so I had to submit everything virtually. But being selected to represent Virginia this year is really a blessing and makes me really humbled to do it.
Well, that's kind of cool. So you now have two titles, one with both systems. So that's pretty awesome. So are you going to start? You're going to have a kind of a closet where you can start having them all your Virginia titles in a row.
I'm working on that. Well, I
Do
have
you
this.
do you I guess um do, if you I guess if you win a system because some systems they let you compete multiple times, would
Mhm.
you want to come back or would you want to then try and win another system or
Well, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
so because I know I have lots of colleagues and sometimes they become very loyal to one particular systems. I have a lot of married uh, uh, colleagues and they get very um, connected to one system, so they'll continue to support um, and to compete in that system. So, um, do you find that like are you that connected yet, or are you still driving to continue to try and win more titles?
I mean, it like I said, it all depends. Like I said, I was blessed enough to compete at the elite division twice with once with the title of Virginia, then with the DC title. So I was really fortunate to be able to do that. And even though I don't have a title with the Earth system anymore, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna ever stop promoting them and spreading their message because they've been absolutely amazing with me, to be quite honest. And who knows, I might be back to compete in that system one day. But for now, I know that at least I'm in this new system, which is the Glow family, and I'm really happy here. The directors are really amazing, and I love the message in general. So I like I said, currently right now I'm with the Globe system, and I might venture on to go and look at other systems, but right now I just want to take it one step at a time.
Well, I would definitely encourage you to do that.
Hmm.
So that's awesome. So in your the last 3 years, you've held you've held a title in Virginia and DC, and
Hmm.
then you have the Globe Virginia title. That's awesome. And you're just in kind of a waiting for nationals. Well, I really hope everything goes well. Do you have any idea? Have they even given you a hint if it's going to be virtual or they're going to try to do it in person?
Well, thank you for the best wishes. And for now, they haven't really set a date. They haven't said yet, so we'll just have to.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just wanted to take 1 second from this great interview and talk about our sponsor of the week, Mid Atlantic Video and Photography Productions. No matter if you're planning a wedding, a special event, or you just need an amazing headshot, they are the team to get the job done. You can reach out to them at 443 422 3830. Again, that's 443 422 3830. Or you can just go right to their website at mavpp.com. Now let's get right back to the show and listen to this great interview. So, what are some of the key um, factors or key differences that make Globe, unique that you want to pursue it? Do you have any specific things that you'd recommend or point out to a candidate that might want to compete for Miss Globe?
I mean, it's all about, like I said again, it's woman empowerment, and
Okay,
like you mentioned before, and it's highlighting that we as women can uh, be really successful and look great also competing in a swimsuit and in heels, and it's not about just looking pretty, it's about everything behind it as well. So it's about the work that you're doing in your own state, and the outreach that you're doing. So um, again, it's about just encouraging everyone to be just happy with their selves and who they are, and just be able to also give to others as well.
in a year that's so unusual, um, going to college, were you expecting to be overwhelmed with practices and preparing for pageant nationals and doing that? And were you looking forward to that, or are you really thankful that you're able to focus more on school? I assume, and not and still be a part of it, but not have the overwhelming demands that all of these extra activities require.
I mean, it's always awesome to be able to do all the extra activities and stuff like that. Like I said, for me, my favorite part of being a title holder is being able to interact with everyone and be able to go do local cleanups, like I said before, or do events, or be able to interact with everyone and help out within my community. Um, but for right now, at least, seeing the whole situation how we're at, like, I'm just happy that at least I'm able to still do classes online, and then that it wasn't canceled completely.
So I mean, it sounds like this is really like a great opportunity, but also it sounds like um, next year is going to even be a greater opportunity to really be out in the community. And I don't know how long you'll have your title for into next year. I don't know if is Globe one of the systems that you they do like, are you January to January, like, or is it mid year? Like, how do they pass out their titles or do their competitions?
Well, I got the title last year in the fall, if I'm not mistaken. That's when they announced it.
Gotcha.
So they did hold a online competition to select a national title holder. Um,
Gotcha.
I did place in the finalist, and I got crowned a Globe ambassador. So but now we have to wait until they select the date for our on site and physical pageant for this year, if it's even going to be held. If not, then they'll probably end up just doing it online as again.
So what's a Globe ambassador? So
So
is that like the Earth system where they do earth, water, and fire as
We don't have a specific elements. It's just basically the representatives that ended up being finalists.
okay, so your award is being in the top, I guess, top 5 or top
Hmm.
6. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Well, that's big achievement. So
Yeah,
I mean to go to to have a national, um, go to a national competition and be in the top 5. That's a big achievement, right?
yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I'm just blessed that I was able to have the opportunity to do it virtually and to get an ambassador title now. And to be quite honest, like I'm really fortunate that I got the feedback back from the judges, and now I know what I have to work on for when our on-site competition comes around. So I'm not sure exactly again when it's going to be
Right.
of the year, but at least I know what I'm focusing on right now and what I need to work on so I can be prepared for when that day comes.
Well, I mean, it's such a unique year, the last 2 years. So it sounds, I mean, your system is not the only one that's letting their competition compete twice for the national title. I know Earth is doing that right now. So
Hmm.
do you do you like the opportunity of being able to do that twice and do,
Absolutely.
or do you would you or do you like the traditional competition where it's you have one opportunity and it's one and out?
Seeing how the circumstances are, I'm glad that they're allowing us to do this second opportunity, to be quite honest, because it's completely different the doing a pageant online versus being in person, to be quite honest.
Well, I guess for our younger listeners, um, what do you, how do you react, or how how do you do like a walk or anything? Like, is it hard to be motivated and to feel like you're on stage and doing a Zoom walk? Like, is there any way to describe that? Is it just weird because you're not on the stage, you don't have people screaming for you? Um, are you just completely disoriented?
No, but uh, how I look at it, I'm like, you have to just know that you have to give it that same energy that you would do if you were on stage, to be quite honest, because you want to impress those judges and you want to see that they feel what you're feeling. So you want to make sure that you give it your all, even if it's just with the camera. And I know it's kind of awkward just walking and posing and not feeling and hearing the crowd. But if you really want it, then you would give it that 100% and give it your all.
Is there any insight when it comes to, like, is there anything that you did mentally that you could tell our audience? That do you have any trick that helped to motivate you?
I mean, I always try to think positive thoughts, to be quite honest, before I go on stage, and just try to calm my nerves and just know that I say, like Christina, here you're here, so just go out there and give it your best, give it with your heart mainly, and that's it. You can't do anything else, because at the end of the day, the judges are the ones that are going to choose. So if you're showing a happy smile and you're genuinely showing those positive vibes when you're walking, even if it's through a Zoom camera, then they'll feel it and they'll see it as well.
I mean, I think that's a great way to think of it, and I don't know another way, because I would assume that you're going to be the first and last generation for, I hope, for a long long time that would ever have to do this.
Yeah.
Because the last time we were in this type of situation, we didn't even have phones in most houses. So alone having video chat. So, and if I'm right, I think Miss America starts in the 20s. So, um, this is definitely a unique situation completely. So, do you are you kind of excited that you're part of history, because there hasn't really been pageants like this ever before, or do you, or or that significance isn't like prevalent. You're not really aware of that, or you're not really like it's not in top of mind. But looking back, it might be cool.
Eh, Looking back, I feel it might be really cool. Right now, it just feels, for me, it's sad because the fact that there's more important things currently right now. Like there's people dying, there's
Mm-hmm.
people
Mm-hmm.
getting infected with COVID. So I look at it
That
like
is
I'm
true.
really
That's true.
fortunate enough to be competing and doing this stuff, But there are other more important stuff going on right now.
I guess my comeback is that life is extremely arduous, and I think that without hope, life can be extremely sad. So I think that you're doing a service by giving us entertainment and giving us hope, and you're definitely making some girl out there, young woman that wants to be a pageant contestant or a pageant title holder, you're definitely doing, you're making her smile. So I think that even though, yes, there are people suffering out there, unfortunately, there's always going to be suffering. I think you're definitely doing a service, a good service to the world. So I hope you see it that way, because I think I said this before in our pre-interview, that I see pageants as a competition, and competition is usually good entertainment. So I think that you're entertaining, and people need
Definitely.
entertainment. So
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I'm just happy that I'm able to inspire other girls,
exactly,
like
yeah.
you mentioned before, and in all with the whole situation that's going on, I'm humbled that they selected me to be the representative of Virginia. And like I said, if there's anything I can do to lighten someone's day, either by just posting on Instagram or doing a live, or either through this interview, if it can inspire someone or make someone's day go even happier or easier, I'm definitely that's why I do it.
Well, I think that just trying to promote happiness and
Mhm.
positivity is so important. I think that majority of every pageant contestant and pageant title holder really exudes that. So I really appreciate you um, promoting positivity. So, um, like you said, you can't go out there and rake leaves and and do outreach and physical, but you could do an interview like this, or you could do one-on-one Zoom call. So you're definitely making a difference, and I think that people definitely notice that.
Thank you.
um I guess, we've bounced back and forth so I hope I haven't lost my audience. But and I know you said you're in the moment, but ideally wise, how do you see yourself finishing out your pageant career? Do you think that you're a lifer? Do you think that you'll do it after you get married, or do you think that that if you win a big enough title, you're done? Because
Um,
I don't think you ever addressed that.
I'm not 100% sure. I feel like honestly I would compete once I'm married. Um, but I'll have to see what system, and again it would have to feel like at home, like the systems that I've been before, like the Miss Earth system. It's such a wonderful system and it has all these divisions, so that's one that I might consider. Um, so
Do you like competing in systems that has a ladder like that, and that you'd be welcomed? Like, does I don't, I'm very uneducated when it comes to Globe. Does Globe have a a fellow sisterhood where you can do married, or they don't have a married division?
they don't, as far
Okay,
as
they
I know,
don't.
they don't. So I think the age limit would be 30. So this would officially be my last year to compete.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, don't let them try to say that 30 is over the hill. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but it sounds like you're very loyal to Earth. So um, it sounds like that would probably be a good fit for you, because it sounds like that you keep on mentioning, going out there doing volunteering. It sounds like that's your passion
Yeah, and that's like I've said before, I feel like they combine like all the stuff that I really
or
love, and
passionate about, right?
I'm passionate about, honestly. Like, I'm someone that even without my title, I would still go out and help and do like a coat drive, or go and help and collect cans of foods to give to the people that are needing it, or going and doing a park cleanup. I'm someone that I'm constantly trying to see places where I can help out. That's what I love to do. So, like I said, it all
They also have
depends.
a really nice sash too. So
Of course. Um, but like I said, I'm someone that even with the sash and without the crown, I would still be. At the end of the day, it's still me. It's still Christina Elena, and I'm the woman that loves helping out her community and that I love being involved. So it all depends. I know that there's other systems that have Mrs. divisions. So, like I said, I would have to venture out and take the time and start looking into those, but that's a long way ahead. Like, I honestly don't feel like I'm going to be married anytime soon. So,
well, you never know, but also it has nothing to do with married either. You know, like you said,
oh no,
you're aging out of this system, so you're
yeah,
going you're going to you're going to have to decide on where you want to go. And it sounds like you should definitely do more systems. You know,
yeah,
I mean, it sounds like it's your passion now. So,
definitely.
and if you're doing teaching, then I assume just being an educator is your passion. So, um, I can't encourage you more to do that because for you to voluntarily want to deal with kids um, is a big undertaking. So I honestly 100% applaud you for wanting to take that journey, and I really appreciate you putting in the work because you have to have as much education as a nurse
Hmm.
and deal with basically the same responsibilities, but your responsibilities are a little smaller. And typically, a nurse, maybe they have bigger responsibilities when it comes to like their ages. So so, um, I, I I commend you wanting to take on that task. So
Yeah. Well, children have been my passion for a really long time. Like, I love them because if I feel like I'm doing something, honestly, by just being able to teach them and helping them in their growth, to be quite honest. So, I can't really see myself doing anything else but being a teacher, to be in full honesty.
do you think that everything has led you to that point? Like you've done the pageantry to build you skills so you can be a great teacher?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Is that something that you'd recommend other people to do? Like, if they want to be a teacher, being a pageant contestant would help them?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it helps build social skills, and it helps you also um in the way you present yourself. I would honestly say, in a sense, because like I said before, I was really shy before. I didn't have much experience, but it's helped me grow as a young woman, to be quite honest. And I, I would definitely recommend it.
I mean, I would assume so. I mean, a, a teacher is usually doing a presentation and you're in the front, you're standing in front of an audience. So, what's the difference if it's on a stage with people sitting and being entertained or being in a classroom? So, you're still,
Exactly.
it, you know, you're
But
informing them or educating them. So,
uh-huh. But also, you also have to see that if it's something that they really want to do as well.
oh, absolutely,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would, I would definitely encourage that you
Hmm.
know, you definitely want to encourage your young child to do something that they want to do and not push them because that will do the complete opposite. So,
Absolutely.
but I mean, that's the same thing in life too. Like you want your significant other to go out to dinner. You don't want to convince her, you know. You want her to to, because that's where resentment comes in. So like you want those things to naturally occur. So yeah, I absolutely agree with that. That pushiness, and that's where resentment. Yeah, of course, or just like the unwillingness to continue that. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, I don't know how to. I'm trying to say. I think we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I just wanted to take one extra second and talk about our sponsor of the week, Mid-Atlantic Video and Photography Production. No matter if you're planning a wedding and you need a wedding videographer, you're doing a music video, or you're doing a commercial, they are the team to get the job done. You can reach out to them at 443-422-3830. Again, that's 443-422-3830. Or you can go right to their website at mavpp.com. Now let's get right back to this great interview. All right, so this is the part of the show where I always let my lovely guest point out any of her upcoming Zoom meetings or public appearances. Unfortunately, we don't do public appearances right now, but also if there's any one special. I know you mentioned your specifically your family, your brothers, and your father, but is there anyone else that's really been helpful and you want to give a highlight as well? So basically, the stage is yours. The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so a shout out to Josie's Faces. She's been my glam squad now for a little bit more. Always gets me absolutely ready and stage ready and photo ready to go. So huge shout out to Josie Valdez and the squad of Josie's Faces. And currently I don't really have anything scheduled for Zoom. I am in the works of trying to figure out when I could do a Facebook Live. But if anyone wants to reach me or has any questions, you can look me up in the Instagram, and my handler is at Christina Elena Ruiz _ all together. And on Facebook, you can look me up under Christina Elena Ruiz, as well on Twitter. Um,
So
so
now
yeah,
your FaceTimes or Zooms, do you usually do like school like appearances? Like what do you usually um do to help morale, or who do you usually reach out to? What's your focus?
well, right now I'm in the middle of trying to plan out the year and see where can I do safe social distancing gatherings so I can help out in the community. Um, I know that Earth Day is coming around and there are other events that I want to be able to do, but it's all about coordinating them. So it just keep a lookout on my Facebook and my Instagram, and that's where I normally post any upcoming events or any Facebook lives or Instagram lives that I'll be doing.
I know I'm totally like last year was the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, which it's kind of
Mhm.
ironic because the Earth is like what 1.4 million or something like that. I don't know. I think I just messed that up. But like the acknowledgement of celebrating Earth Day, and so hopefully I don't think I don't because the Earth Day is in April, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but hopefully by the 52nd birthday, we can have a big Earth Day, because I think it's so important that day is a big day to really focus on the initiative of carbon emissions and lessening them, and solar energy and all that kind of stuff. I personally have an electric vehicle, so I personally own Tesla stock, so I'm very motivated by that segment. So you bring that up just like popped in my mind, because I know how important that is. So
Yeah.
it, it's very important to me as well. So
Excellent. So, mainly, I just want to say thank you to you for having me
oh no
today.
problem.
it really is great that you're doing all these interviews and getting giving us a chance to be able to talk about our platforms and just be able to give a little bit of more information about us so people can learn more about us. So I think that's really fantastic.
I think
So
that I think women aren't given an opportunity, first of all, for a lot of reasons. The pink tax for like razors and like just normal stuff that's ridiculous, and how a lot of women's rights. So if I can help in my generation to really mitigate that,
mhm.
I would love to do that. And my small photography business, um, I would love to just build more friendships and relationships, and really differentiate myself from just the average other male photographer. So I appreciate you putting so much faith in me, and being a guest on my show as well.
Absolutely. Well, again, like I said, all I can say is thank you, and
Oh,
I
of course.
applaud you for just doing this interview and interviewing others as well. So
Of course.
that's all I can say is thank you.
Oh,
And
no.
I want to give a huge shout out to my Globe family, just my directors and everyone at the Miss Globe United States. Um, I'm really happy that they've trusted me with this title for Virginia, and all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my hearts. And again, I really do hope that I'm able to um, fulfill the duty as Miss Globe Virginia as the possible as I can. Make everyone in Virginia proud.
Well, please encourage your other sisters. I always I am always appreciative when I have a completely new system on.
Hmm.
Um, I would love to interview all your sister queens, but it's always great because everyone knows about USA and America, but a lot of people don't know about Earth or Globe USA or United States. So it's really important that we promote all of these other systems. So it's really important to give people opportunities and know that you don't have to just do USA, and USA is not everything. And sometimes it's not the best fit for everyone, you know?
Absolutely. Like you say, there's so many systems out there, and it's all about giving them exposure as well so people can learn about them because there are so many and they're really incredible, to be quite honest. Like I said, like I'm really happy where I'm at right now with the Globe family. They crowned the first girl from who is of, if I'm not mistaken, I think she is her she's her roots are from Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken. So she's the first
Oh, cool.
queen with roots from Vietnam. So I think that's really incredible
That
that
it
they're,
is. I mean,
yeah, they're giving all these beautiful ladies an opportunity to be able to represent their heritage, their roots, and they're doing a fantastic job, each one who's representing each state. Currently right now, like I'm really proud that I'm like a Latina representing Virginia, to be quite honest.
I mean, to be honest, that's not the typical demographic. So it's great
Yeah,
that that you get to represent a community it's really devolving and evolving, and it's great to see that there's more ethnic diversity in that state. So
yeah,
that's I commend you. And just because you're the first doesn't mean you will be the last. So
yeah.
it's incredible. So.
So, again, I really appreciate everything, uh, the interview for today. And I don't know if you have any other questions.
No,
Like I said
I was just gonna
before,
close out. I was gonna say, thank you so much, and we'll definitely have to do this again after nationals.
yeah, definitely. I'm hoping that the next time we speak, I can tell you that I have a new crown.
Oh yeah, I would.
Um,
Yeah, it would be so exciting to have you on as a national title holder, and the returning interview doesn't uh only it doesn't hinder on the fact if you win, because you're already a winner just by going out and trying to make a difference. So you're always
Absolutely.
welcome to come back um, to the show, especially if you've got more things to talk about. it's really important that we continue helping other people that are doing good things in the community. So,
Yeah. Thank you. And also, we have to figure out when are we going to shoot
oh
together.
yeah, absolutely. It's if if you listen to my show enough, you know that my goal behind the show is to promote my photography business, but
Mhm.
also I also love to work with everyone I interview. So yeah, we'll definitely have to schedule that, and we'll make that happen.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Christina and Elena, for coming on the show. I am so thankful for guests like you that really make people's life better and are really promoting the earth and promoting doing things for the community. And we need more responsible people like yourself in the community. And I'm so thankful that there are people like yourself that are worried about everybody. And I appreciate you so much caring about my business and wanting to be on my show so much. I am very humbled. Sometimes it's really hard to get guests on my show, and I really appreciate you going out of your way to want to be on my show and making it a priority. So thank you so much. As always, I want to mention that we have two shows. We have the Total Focus podcast, which you are currently listening to, but I also have my movie review show called The Movie Breakdown with my co-hosts, Yvonne and Carlos, where we talk about movies and we just have a good time. Most recently, we reviewed Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. And as always, please stay tuned.